Okay, I want to go over something that I find to be extremely important when designing or resizing images for different products. Um, I find that this seems to be an issue across the board for many products, and it's aspect ratio and keeping the aspect ratio of an image when resizing. And let me see if I could basically explain what an aspect ratio is as simple as I can. So this square right here has an aspect ratio of 1 to 1, meaning across this is a measurement, and it could be any measurement. It could be 1 inch, 100 inches, 2 inches, it doesn't matter. Whatever this measurement is, this measurement is the same. So it's 1 to 1. So this actually is, let me turn the rulers on here. This measurement happens to be 15 across by 15 down, 15 inches across, so 15 down, so 1 to 1. Over here, this is 15 inches across and 7.5 down, so it's 2 to 1. So you have one going this way and then two going this way, meaning this way is 7.5 inches. And then if you times 7.5 times 2, you would get this. So that's 2, 1 to 2, or 2 to 1. It basically, you would go this way, 2 to 1. But same thing. Then over here, it's the other way. It's 1 to 2. So 7.5 inches this way. And if you put 7.5 times 2, you would get 15. So that's the aspect ratio for this. 1 to 2. And of course that changes depending on the size what you're doing, and that can be all kinds of different aspect ratios. There's many of them, but just keep in mind that's basically what's happening. It's what the length compared to the width is. Okay, so very important to stay inside aspect. And what does that mean? What you want to do is you want to be staying in 1 to 1. And now you're probably saying to yourself, well, how do I stay in 1 to 1 if my aspect ratios are going to be always different? This is what I'm getting at. So let's take this circle, for instance. And the circle is the easiest to kind of show this in because you'll see it clearly. If I have this 15 by 15 piece of artwork, inches, right? Let's say it fills the whole. Let's say it fills the whole thing here. And by the way, let me note something. I'm working in Photoshop. This is not. I'm not talking about Photoshop. I'm just talking about resizing, and this can be any software: Canva, Silhouette Design, Photoshop, Illustrator, Inkscape, Infinity. I don't care what software you're in. You're able to do what I'm about to do, meaning keep an aspect ratio. So if you don't know how to what they call constrain aspect in your software, look it up. It is there. I promise you. It is in every software, Canva, everything. It's there. I'm going to show you in Photoshop because that's just what I'm working in. I might jump to Canva just to show you, but I'm telling you, it's in every single design software there is, from the very, very basic and free all the way up to the most expensive. It's there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to work on this circle right here. And what I want to do is I want to take this circle and I'm going to go from this 1 to 1, and I'm going to go over here and I want to bring this circle to this new aspect ratio, this new design. And let's say I'm going to make stuff up. Let's just say this is a t-shirt and I want to go to this keychain design or whatever. All right. So I'm going to bring this over to this artboard, which I believe is this one. And now you'll see, of course, it's being cut off. Now, what I see a lot of is a lot of people will take it and go, oh, I'll just make it fit. And they'll do that. This is completely wrong. Please do not do this. This ruins the artwork. It makes the artwork look distorted. It doesn't make it look like you know what you're doing. It just does not. It is not the right way to do it. It's just not. So I'm going to undo that. Now, what I need to do is I'm going to keep aspect ratio. I'm going to shrink down, and then I'm going to put this circle in. Everyone's going to be like, well, it doesn't fit on my thing. It doesn't fit on my thing. That's fine. This looks way better. Let me go back a minute. Whoops. This looks way better than this 100 times over and over again. Making it smaller looks better than squeezing it. And I'm going to show that in another image here in a second. And these could be exaggerated, but I just want people to see the difference. It is better to do this and fill in the other area with color, with a gradient, with anything, literally anything other than doing that. You can duplicate it. Depending on what the design is. Maybe a duplication works. Maybe a duplication doesn't work. Maybe you have to do something else. Duplicating it works sometimes. Like I said, just putting another color back in the background just to fill in the dead space is a good idea. Putting a little design back here. Maybe you take the design and you duplicate it, and keeping aspect ratio, you make it smaller and just kind of duplicate it, like something like that. Anything. Be creative. This is your world this is your chance to be creative with it. Do something other than that. Okay? And then same thing, like I said, same thing. So I'm going to delete all this. Same thing if it's on this other artboard over here. Let me get this in front of here. Same thing here. You do not want to stretch it this way. Squeezing and stretching is just a no-no. Just don't do it. Duplicate, change the background, add other elements, put text, put a name, literally anything but squeezing and stretching the image. You could always, find in your software a way to maybe make a crop, like a faded out edge or a distorted edge or anything. So let me grab an image. Let me go into here. I want to grab something with a face. Let me see. Where are we gonna go here? Let's do this guy. This guy will work. But let's go to actually the Grinch. Here, we'll take the Grinch for instance. Let me grab one with what do I want here? I want one with the one that's complete. Here we go, this guy. So let's bring him in. Let's bring him into here. Okay. So here's the Grinch, right? We're gonna put him on this artboard because we want him to be. We don't need this anymore. Let's say he's here and he's gonna be our 15 by 15 T-shirt. There he is. He's nice and full on our 15 by 15 T-shirt or whatever design. And now we want to move him over to this. Whatever this is, it could be, we'll go over here. This could be a mug. This could be a keychain. It could be whatever this aspect ratio is, whatever dimensions these are. We're going to bring him over here. And now, once again, your instinct would be, oh, I'll just make it fit. No, please do not do this. This looks not good at all. In so many reasons, this does not look good. Don't do that. This, every time I see this, it just looks like somebody just goes, oh, I'll just squeeze it down. It just doesn't work. And this is what you want, okay? And so let's say you're like, oh, I'm gonna make this. So a great thing you could do is just maybe find a color that's close to these. A lot of these programs have eyedroppers that you can pick the color off of what you already have. I know Canva has it. I know Photoshop has it. Infinia has it. Inkscape. I'm pretty sure Design Studio has it where I could just select this color right off the hat. And now I'm going to make the background this. Oh, let me select this color. There, I made the background match that. There we go. This looks a million times better. I can move the design. I can move the design over here. I could put somebody's name. I could write a little saying. I could do literally anything. Here's another great option for you. You can do. This is some stuff that I do sometimes. Let's say I have this and I want to fill in the space. I'll duplicate this, right? I'll bring this over here and then I'll make it really big. And that way, like, I kind of have him kind of like peeking out, you know, kind of like, you know, like that, where I have the regular size over here and then he's really big over here. You know, he's kind of creepy looking. maybe you size, maybe you take the opacity down. Once again, everything I'm doing is in every piece of software out there. I promise you, it's there. I'm not doing anything special in Photoshop. You could do something like that where it's kind of like faded in the background, you know, just to fill in this area. I mean, just be creative. Come up with anything other than squeezing and squishing the artwork. I can't tell you how I see it every day, and I can't look at it. Just don't do it. This looks so much better. Let's go to a square image and just take a look at that. Something that has a full image. Let's see, what is this in here? Oh, here we go. We use this. We'll bring this into here. Same thing here again. Let's delete all the stuff we don't need. So here you go. Same thing here again. People will be like, oh, I want this to fit. I'll just stretch it across. No, a million times over. No, don't do it. This one, same thing. You can put the same image behind it if you want and make that bigger. And that'll give you something to fill in that. I mean, and then if you have something where you can maybe soften the edges. And once again, I'm not going to do this in Photoshop because I don't want to confuse people. I'm just giving you ideas of what you can do in basic software. Maybe you could soften the edge. Maybe you could put a border there, like another line to kind of, you know, just break it up. Something on the, you know, something there. Maybe it's just a solid color. Same thing where we pick a color off of the background and just fill it in, you know, anything, literally anything. Same thing over here. Let's bring this one to this artboard. We'll get rid of this. We'll come over here. We'll size this up. So now you have a little more play here because we could size up and maybe fill like that. Maybe it cuts off just a little bit. That's okay. That's allowed, you know. If you don't want it to be cut off, size it down and then fill in your blank space with, once again, literally anything that works. Be creative, make it fun. You can make it, just size it up just so the image fits left to right here, and then you just fill in your white spots, you know, maybe bring it down. And I encourage you to fill in the white area with something, unless you're going for a white where it dissolves, you know, kind of has like an edge here. Maybe there's a distressed edge or a grudge edge or a faded edge. Maybe that's what you're going for, and that's perfectly fine, just as long as we don't do that or that. That's it. That's the premise of this video. Keep your aspect ratio 1:1 in everything you do. I promise you, your final artwork, your final products will look better. They will look more professional instead of doing that. Okay? 13 minutes of no squishing and stretching. There you go, guys.